Born and raised in England. I'm not exactly sure where, but I think it's a small town. Then she came to Canada, where she grew up, and now she plays American. And I'd like to introduce from Stargate's SG-1, Amanda Tapping. And yesterday she was in the U.S., England the month before, and even Paris, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so Paris. You took your mother?
I took my mom because I...
That's away.
Yeah. You know, I felt like I had to pay her back for the road rage that was my adolescence. And so I thought it was time I did something nice.
Really? You were a creep, were you?
A bit, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm surprised to hear that because, you know, you're such a calm, nice, charming woman now.
Well, you do. Matured.
Did you, it was a surprise for her?
She knew we were going to England, but Paris was kind of a last-minute surprise.
Right. And what were you doing in England, really?
I went to do a Stargate SG-1 convention.
What's that like?
Really weird.
They come in costume. You don't have real characters with knobs on their head and things, do you? Just
no, not really.
No.
No, but they come in full arm costumes.
Yeah.
We had people at this one from all over Europe and from the States. They're amazing. I mean, I have to say something, first of all, about sci-fi fans are tenacious and unbelievably generous and so supportive. I mean, they were supporting Stargate on the internet before we'd even aired. Yeah. So that blew my mind.
The thing that's so interesting about this series is that it started small and built and is now huge.
Yeah.
And it has a following all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a great, you have a great character. Do you want to, which curiously it has the same name as you, your family nickname.
Yes, Samantha.
Yeah.
And in fact, there's more to it. When I was born, my father wanted me to be called Samantha. So he lost, and so my whole life, in defiance, he called me Sam, so I play this character, Sam. And then I grew up with three brothers, Richard, Christopher, and Stephen, and I have a brother named Michael. And I work with Richard, Christopher, and Michael.
Huh? What is that telling you? Where's Stephen?
I don't know.
He hasn't shown up yet.
No,
but
we'll find one.
I have never been on the set, but I've always wanted to go and keep begging. I know, apparently I'm allowed to come. I mean, Richard and your director, your occasional
Martin
director,
Wood.
Martin Wood, they've all said I can go. Is it fun there?
It's so much fun. It's actually,
really?
You know, and it's really cool because everyone who comes on our show, every guest star we've had or recurring character loves come to Stargate because we do have a lot of fun shooting the show. There's a sense of irreverence about it. I mean, sci-fi is can be a very linear type of genre.
And earnest.
And very earnest. And we tend to break away from that, of course, with Richard and his character.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting thing about his character. You are not also a cliche character.
No.
You did you think you would be at first when you got the shot? Yeah.
In fact, when I auditioned, when I was screen tested in Los Angeles, the scene that they gave me was from the pilot, which is this stereotypical written by a male writer about, you know, female reproductive organs being just as powerful as males, and you know, that whole feminist diatribe up on my soapbox. And I just said, you know, this character cannot be this. She cannot be so one-dimensional. And so when I auditioned in L.A., I decided to give her a sense of humor and said, if they go for it, then that means that opens the way up for this character.
So what did you do?
So I joke around with Richard, you know, in between.
So he's sitting there, and they were seeing other people.
They were seeing other people.
Can you imagine anything more terrifying than going through this?
It was hilarious. Well, they had all the actors for all the parts sitting in a waiting room together. So I saw all the girls for Sam Carter and all the Daniels and all the Teal'cs and all the General Hammonds, and we all sat in the same room, and then they took us in individually to this darkened theater. All the MG executives are sitting there.
Oh.
You do the audition. They didn't even film it. It was like staged, which was great because that's my training, so I was really comfortable. But, you know, I read opposite Richard, and then they send you out of the room. And then the casting director came out in front of all these actors and said, okay, if I read your name, you're done for the day. Thank you so much. If I don't, please stick around. So you've got like 30 actors in a room going, please don't say my name. Please don't say my name.
But it's usually the other way around.
Of course. And then she reads off the names and she leaves. And of course, those of us that are left are going, did she say name? Did you hear Amanda tapping? Anyone? So we're freaking. And I just had fun. I mean, at the very end, I was the last person to read the second time through. They stood me up on stage beside Richard Dean Anderson, and he put his arm around me, and I put my arm around him, and I'm looking into this dark theater going, now what? So I said, so is this like the swim part of the competition? And they laughed, and I thought, okay, good. They either love me or they hate me. But I thought, you know, they're checking to see if we're good together.
Yeah, you're tall. But he's not a short guy.
No.
So that was a perfect match.
Yeah.
You do have things in common. You know, I mean, if physical, and that was what they were looking for.
I think, yeah. And the whole cast is really tall.
Yeah.
Actually.
Giant people, in fact.
Very.
When you jump through that thing.
That Stargate thing.
I actually tried it. We made a one here. But you don't actually get to jump in anything. You just, like, jump through nothing. That's the way it works, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. It's real. It's real? That's such a relief. Do you want to look at a clip and you tell me how real it is? I don't know whether you jump through the thing or not, but this is Amanda herself in action. So let's roll it. Oh, come on. You don't have to watch it.
Oh. You were hoping for chain reaction with the naquita in the soil. Sir, that entire planet could be destroyed.
The possibility has been considered.
When that bomb goes up, we'll still be connected to that planet by an active Stargate. And we've seen radiation, gravitational effects, even time distortion translated back through an outgoing wormhole.
According to my intelligence, we should be able to get just enough data before the Stargate is destroyed and wormhole disconnected.
Who provided this intelligence?
That is not concerned.
Sir, we've seen the Stargate survive a direct hit from a meteorite. The truth is, we have no way of knowing what might happen.
A risk assessment has been made. It was deemed acceptable. In discussion.
Make that face. Make that face. How do you do that? Is that what they say? Look wide-eyed and furious?
Indignant.
Indignant. So indignant. You're an astrophysicist. You know what you're talking about, sort of.
I'm a major in the United States Air Force and a theoretical astrophysicist. I am kind of every woman.
Your parents must be so proud.
Gosh darn.
You're not just some thespian. That you really are an astrophysicist, which is what they always wanted.
Exactly. They wanted a scientist.
Yeah. Well, there's a science to acting. I'll be right back with Amanda Tapping. I'm talking with Stargate SG-1 Amanda Tapping. In her spare time, she has shot a documentary. Not about astrophysics.
No.
About?
It's about this small town in Northern Ontario called Blind River. And every year for about 60 years, they've had the Miss Blind River pageant. And I had formed a comedy troupe in Toronto about 9 or 10 years ago with 2 other women, and one of them is from Blind River. And
I've done my Christmas shopping in Blind River.
Have you really?
Yipper.
Oh, it's like this big.
Well, there's a street with stores on that side. I mean, they're big. They're small towns. Iron Bridge, for example.
Iron Bridge is small.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, Blind River, they have this thing.
We had always wanted to do a comedy piece about the Miss Blind River pageant, but I got started, moved to Vancouver. Anne-Marie Kerr, who's one of the members of the troupe, went to Paris to study. Catherine Jackson, who's here in Vancouver, is raising a family, and so, you know, we never got the piece together. And then we found out about this reunion, and we got together, and we've got to do a documentary. We've got to shoot these women. And I thought I'd do, you know, that we'd sort of take an Errol Morris kind of Gates of Heaven skew. You know how he did that sort of, I don't know if you're familiar with Errol Morris, the documentarian, but he does sort of a skew on small towns, and there's a tongue-in-cheek aspect to it, but it's all very real. He's just filming real people, and yet it's sort of on this bent, and I thought that that's what we would get. And instead, it turned out to be was this incredible celebration of these women and their stories. And now, we're editing right now, so I don't know what's going to happen.
But you can't, you see, just goes to show you that if you have a preconceived notion of what you're going to get, that you have, when you find out that it's something else, be able to do it and not try and push everything to make it fit you.
That's the nature of documentaries.
Yes.
Because you don't know what you're going to get. And so the truth will lead you down.
The truth is definitely out there.
The truth is
you
out
were
there.
out there. You were in that, too, weren't you? You've done an episode of X-Files.
Yes.
We're not allowed to talk about that?
No, I was mostly dead on the X-Files.
Were you?
Yeah. And I give good dead.
Do you?
Actually, yeah.
Do me dead. Be like, another thing.
Yeah, no, I sleep with Assistant Director Skinner, Mitch Pileggi. This was my first love scene. And then I die. I wake up, or he wakes up, and I'm dead.
And you don't. You woke up dead.
And then the 2 scenes I had with David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, I was in a morgue drawer and on a Nazi table.
Well, you could see that your career was going nowhere fast. It was cooling off,
It
so to
was
speak.
cooling off. Yeah.
Well, when you got this job, I mean, I guess you didn't know it would go on the 4th year.
No. We knew that it would go 2. And so that's kind of a neat commitment when we shot the pilot, to know that we were going to continue with the series. It gave us so much freedom in terms of character arcs and story arcs. And we were very lucky in that sense. And then I think at the end of season 1, we found out it was going to go 2 more seasons. And then this year we found out
Which
we're
means you
going
can get a
to
mortgage.
Yeah, which I did. Bought a house here in Vancouver. I have no intentions of moving.
Anywhere.
No. I mean, I'll go between here and LA,
But it is a hell of a schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me it's the worst schedule I've ever heard of. It's so long. You are there every day for 10 months.
Yep.
Well, do most television shows go like that?
Yeah. I think we're actually down to 9 months now. And
Yeah.
our days are really not too bad. I mean, generally 14, 15-hour days, which on a lot of shows it's 18, 19 hours. So we're pretty lucky,
Yeah.
golly. But we have a weird hiatus compared to other shows. We go on hiatus November, December, January, whereas most shows get the summer off.
And why is
Rumor has it it's because Richard Dean Anderson shot MacGyver up here and didn't
and
want
he
to
won't
shoot
stay
Vancouver
anymore.
winters.
No, and it's always you have no outside. Are you outside a lot? You're not
Yeah.
outside a lot.
We were this season.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time up in the GVRD up in Mount Seymour.
Yes, because when you go through Stargate, you get to go places.
Yep. And apparently the entire universe is planted with trees and
Flowers
oxygen,
and nice and
evergreens, rain.
and people that appear to
The
be
galaxy.
so nice at first,
And then
and turn on your like thieves in the night.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure that you've been asked this 1,000 times, but if we all had the chance, I'm sure we all dream about other eras in which we would care to live. Not planets in my case so much, but in other times. You know, do you have one? Where do you want
Another
to
time
go?
I would-
Another time or another planet?
This is going to, okay, you know what I would love? I would love to go to a planet where we're in the same time frame as Earth, the same level of technology, but where since the beginning of time, every planet or every country and every, everywhere has been governed by women. From the beginning of time. I don't mean that from a, didactic feminist perspective. I simply would like to see if we would have a more nurturing, caring society. Would women be as Machiavellian in our pursuit of power? Would we be Maggie Thatchers or would we be Indira Gandhis? What would happen? And I would just love to see.
Except that when you say that about where we Indira Gandhi or Maggie Thatcher didn't get assassinated, and Indira Gandhi did.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
By whom, though?
Yeah.
Women? No.
No.
Men.
Right.
So I would just like to see what society and what global society would be like if women had been in power.
Well, I
since the
think
very
you should
beginning.
write a script. You could do that. Couldn't you do that for
Yeah.
Stargate?
Sure.
Would they buy it?
No.
Why not?
I don't
Because
know.
it's too silly?
I don't
So
know. And
inconceivable.
absolutely
Inconceivable.
How could we possibly?
I think
And
we'd
don't know
wear it
what
up
the
just the
answer is.
same.
I don't know. Maybe we would.
I think
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something that I thought about and thought that would be fascinating. Just
I think
to
you're
see.
right. Anyway, renovating your house? That must be fun.
Yeah.
You know-
Our house was built by Papa Smurf on crack. I swear to
Excuse
God.
me? Is it just awful?
It's a great piece of property, and it's a great house, but it was built in the 40s, added on in the 60s, added on in the 70s. We took down the roof in our kitchen, or the ceiling in our kitchen, and this contractor came in and went, wow, the fact that your roof is sitting is nothing short of an act of God. And there was
This
no
does
beam.
not fill you full of confidence, does
And then
it?
we ripped the walls out, and the electrician came in and said, when they say fire started by faulty wiring, this is what they mean. And it was old knob and tubes spliced together, extension cords, and wrapped in masking tape.
Uh-huh.
So my husband is a carpenter,
It's a good thing.
and that's so good.
It's good to have a handyman
I
around.
tell you. Yeah, but I love it. I love renovating.
You do you?
I love doing it myself.
Never again.
Never?
No, I've done it.
See, I think if I got out of the acting thing, I'd just
You'd
buy
renovate?
houses and renovate.
Good. Well, your time may come.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming. I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you very much. Happy
Lovely
holidays.
woman. Yes. Amanda Tappan from Stargate SG-1.